Good evening, Fredonia. You're listening to the local lowdown on WCVF 88.9 The Voice and WDVL 89.5 The Inferno. I'm your co-host and promotions lead, Aaron.
Hey, what's up? I'm Jordan. I'm your other co-host. I am the A&R lead, and I'm also the executive producer.
What's up, guys? It's Sebastian, your production director.
Tonight's show is brought to you by Fredonia Radio Systems, in a group effort to promote and showcase the local music scene right here in Fredonia, but also West New York at large. Welcome to the Local Lowdown.
This week, our guest is Starjuice. Thank you so much for coming out here. We like to start off each episode with letting each member introduce themselves and their background relationship with music. So whoever wants to start.
And also what you play in the band.
Yeah.
So my name's Spencer Eck, and I played the drums in the band. And my relationship with music is that I started playing in concert band when I was in middle school, and then I formed my first band right after I got out of high school with some of my friends because I was really into the movie Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
That was Sebastian's Halloween costume.
It was.
Fantastic choice.
My name's Corey. I play bass in Starjuice. And my relationship with music is very rocky. Pretty,
It's complicated.
it's complicated. Yeah, it's pretty messed
It's
up.
okay if you don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I really prefer not to. I'm still working it out, dude. Don't make me cry. Don't make me cry.
My name is Sydney Flanagan. I play guitar and sing in Starjuice and occasionally play the fiddle. My relationship with music started with my parents because my dad was in a punk band. And then over the years, I picked up instruments and songwriting and have been in a number of bands over the years, but Starjuice is by far my longest term project and hopefully continues to be.
I'm Jeff. I play lead guitar in Starjuice. And my relationship with music probably started with my father back in middle school phase of my life. He taught me how to play the drums. I branched out and learned other things. But yeah, it pretty much starts with him.
So how did you all meet each other and form Starjuice?
So, I've known all of them over the years through various things. I mean, Corey and I got to know each other just from I used to play solo and he played in a band called Tapwater and we played a lot of shows together. We were between projects and Corey and I kind of were at a show one night. We're like, we should start a band.
Punch Bowl?
Yeah, Punch Bowl. We were calling it was just a joke.
Yeah.
And then Spencer I met because he was in a band called Venus Vacation and we played shows together as well. I played solo and he was like, hey, if you ever need a drummer. And
Sydney's tapping.
yeah, don't tap the table. And I was just like, of course I need a drummer. So it started with the three of us. And we knew Jeff because he was in a band called Muddle and also Gunther's Radio. Shout out to them. We would, I don't know, so we needed a guitar player at some point, and Jeff originally wasn't available. So we had a different guitar player for about a year, and then that fell apart, and then Jeff became a little more available, and we snatched him up.
Cleared some time in my schedule.
Yeah,
It's a busy man.
That is the in a nutshell version, yes.
Yeah, awesome. Cool to hear. Well, multiple times you've taken to social media and expressed your love for your bandmates. I know just recently for Thanksgiving you did, Sydney. So I just wanted to ask you a little bit about that. You've said how they're the best friends you could ever ask for, how they're helping you live out your 8th grade dream of being in a band. What is this experience like for you?
I'm definitely a huge sentimentalist. I think that is depicted in my songwriting as well.
Yeah.
And I've always just dreamed about being in a band that felt like a family. I never wanted to just I don't know, it's an experience. You're creating something together, and there's almost a sense of communion in that, and I don't know, I don't want to just become.
You don't want to keep banging the table.
It's as simple as that. Like, yeah, like if I'm gonna be like traveling in a van with a bunch of people, I want to have a good time doing it.
Yeah.
And yeah, they do mean a lot to me.
And we do live in that van.
Yeah.
We're just one big family.
We're just like one big family.
Yeah.
We're just trying to have fun.
Yeah.
And how would you say that they musically add to your songs as well?
Yeah, I mean they really bring them to life, because a lot of it starts with me playing acoustic at home. You know, like I write it on an acoustic guitar, and then it'll sound drastically different when they add their own flavor to it. I don't know. I just got really lucky. I got really lucky with these guys.
Aw.
Aw, shucks.
Just, it's really nice to be able to be in a group where we're all able to, lend our own unique expression to the music. And so that's a really nice part of songwriting for us is that, everyone kind of gets to tell their version of the story that the song is telling. And that's cool.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, you were just talking about how you're a bit of a sentimentalist. Your songs, I feel like, in general, talk about like very personal things, emotions, and I'd say that Sign Language is no exception to that, which just came out. Congrats! It's been out for like a few months now. How does it feel
you.
that it's been out?
Good, and I'm already pumped to just put something else out.
Yeah.
Eager. Yeah.
I don't know if it's selfish of me, but one of our songs was one of my top songs on Spotify Wrapped.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't post this now because it's my own.
Which one was it?
Hands, wrists, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because that is probably.
Starjuice was
favorite.
my third or like fourth top artist on my Spotify Wrapped.
We're all extremely
I write the
selfish.
music I want to hear.
Right, yeah, you should like your own music, right?
Yeah, I think so. I hope so.
Yeah. Well, what went into creating that project?
That like EP.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, like we had all like because our first release was just kind of like this is the first 10 songs we wrote.
Yeah.
And then Jeff joined the band, and we kind of had like a handful of new songs, and we were like, well, we really want to put something new out now. It's been a year since our first release, and these are the first 3 songs we've written, and it's our way of like putting out a release with Jeff on it. And but like
Well,
I
it's
kind
all
of.
about getting Jeff on there.
Get me on there.
But I don't know. Yeah, they just happen to be like the next few songs that
Yeah.
we wrote. But now we're at this point where we kind of have an excess of songs ever since
Okay.
we started touring.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something about like writing on the road, and there's a lot of like inspiration and experiences that comes from being on the road. And so
For
like,
sure.
and now that Jeff's also writing stuff with us, we have more songs that we can keep up with. So that's nice. But yeah, Sign Language was very much like it was interesting trying to find a through line for those tracks because they all kind of deal with different things. But at the end of the day, I think if I had to try to find like one word to summarize it, it has to do with healing.
Well, on the topic of healing, I guess the one of your songs, "Hands Wrists," which you're going to play for us today, talks about like healing from sexual trauma and rediscovering intimacy after sobriety. What is it like, sort of airing out sort of like such vulnerable topics? I guess, does it feel cathartic?
It certainly feels cathartic. Yeah, it's weird. It was one of those songs that when I wrote, I wasn't even really thinking so much about the message. I had just been like, I had been seeing somebody, and it was the first time I had been with somebody since getting sober. And I remember he like held my hand. It was like, I don't know how graphic I could get, but I was so used to like people holding me down by my wrists, and something about that was so striking to me, and I immediately like wrote it down on my phone. He holds my hands instead of my wrists, and I started working with that, and being able to like, speak about that on stage and sing about it. Definitely like, I mean, sometimes it's hard because you're just ripping yourself wide open, in front of all of these people, but it's also beautiful because then these people come up after me and they think it's beautiful and they relate to it and they connect with it. And
Yeah.
that's what's healing. It's healing because it's like, I used to be afraid to open up, and now I'm opening up and people are, giving their love back, and it's a communal healing as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like people feel more comfortable being vulnerable after listening to it. Like when people like after a set or something, you know. I hear a lot of people that will come up to you about that one in particular, but it's a good song.
I feel like when people hear you perform that song, it's like such a deep connection that they can form with you as a band right then because it's something that's so like personal.
So that's actually the reason why I went to Sydney to start the band in the first place, is because when I met her, she was playing acoustic guitar, just solo set stuff. And when she played, you could feel everything that, you know, she was playing, even without, you know, knowing what the song was about, even without, you know, having ever met her. Like you instantly, like you had to pay attention. There was just this like gravitational energy. Like, and so I was like, I want to be in a band with this person. Like their message and like their music, like it's something that I really believe in. I believe that it's something that everyone should hear, and
Spencer, you're gonna make me cry.
I literally I went to them and I said, if you're gonna start another band, I want to be the drummer in that band. Don't put me on a list of like people to audition. Like I'm in the band. Like I'm doing.
Dude,
we're doing.
I was
this.
just like, a drummer is presenting themselves on a silver platter. Like, yes, let's go. It's like the hardest thing to find.
Just I had to be a part of this, and I'm so glad that I am. Like it's awesome. Like
Heck yeah, dude.
I love you, Victor.
Guys, stop crying. Jeez.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
Well, the album, or it's an EP. I keep wanting to say
Yeah.
album. The EP cover for that features the image. It was done by Carolyn Zimfer.
Yes, that would be my cousin.
Oh,
Yes. She also did the Speed Dial album art that
Yes.
just recently came out.
I was
Yes.
about to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what was it like working with her on that and capturing that song in an image?
Yeah, it's funny because like I work with Carolyn and also my sister Olivia quite often on artwork for any like musical projects I'm doing because they're artistically inclined and I am not. But yeah, I kind of just went to her with like I had this really crude doodle of like the hand and the wrist thing. There was a lot more going on actually, and she's the one who kind of like. And I gave her also as a reference the album cover for this band called Varsity.
Okay.
And the cover is kind of like line work of like these hands holding a cup of tea. And I was like, kind of like this. And so, yeah, she kind of, and then I was like, I kind of told her what the EP was about and whatnot and just let her run with it. And she sent that back and I was like, looks great, dude.
Looks good, dude.
So she just knocked it out of the park.
Hell
First
yeah.
try.
Yeah,
Carolyn is a
that's
great
cool.
artist.
Yeah. Cool. Did she also do the artwork for your first one, or was that by someone else?
No, I went through, I just like put it, I got an open call on Instagram.
Yeah.
And an artist, their name is blanking for me right now, but I had a bunch of people submit,
Oh wow.
you know, like
That's
kind of
interesting.
like rough sketches of ideas and then kind of picked someone based off that.
Yeah. Yeah. Gotcha.
You talked a bit about how like the rest of the band sort of has changed your own music, I guess. But what sort of is like a songwriting session, I guess, like as a band?
If it's as a
Chaotic.
band, do you want to talk? I feel like
yeah. Let Jeff tell him. Yeah,
Okay,
come on, Jeff.
No,
tell him.
now
No,
they're
tell
forcing
him.
me to talk now. Practice is chaotic. It starts chaotically while we're all assembling our gear, and then I blame Corey for that.
What?
But no,
Pretty normal to me.
the creative process, I would say, is usually Sid has a song. Sid's got lots of songs, and we kind of just me and Corey will pick up on the chords, just to the general, like structure, and we just kind of do it, and then
It's very natural.
It is
happens
very
naturally.
natural.
it comes organically.
It
yes.
comes organically, and I think that Corey and I are good at coming up with. My thing as a lead guitar player is I never want to play. Like not occasionally I'll play like chords and rhythm, but I try to play something different than the rhythm guitar player. So I always immediately try to figure out some sort of lick or whatever that can add, because that's what you want, and I try not to, I think we're really good at not overpowering each other. Like we each have like meet each other at the same level.
It's really about listening, like, and knowing where there's space for your time to shine in the music, really. Like, and I think that's really what makes us a strong band, is that we are all really good at paying attention to what everyone else is doing.
There isn't like a competitive energy between band members. Like everybody wants the song to sound the best that it can sound.
Yeah.
It's about the song, not about like who sounds the coolest.
Yeah, I've been in a jam setting, quote unquote, where that energy can kind of seep its way into the session.
Yeah.
But I think that we're all on the same page pretty much, which is good.
It seems like you're all so close and you love each other so much that you
buddies.
you want to see each other shine almost,
Right.
more
Exactly,
than
yeah.
about yourself.
We're just one big family.
We decided on a set upon three generic phases that we
Yeah, Sydney. Yeah, we don't have to. It's an inside joke. We talked on the van. Corey's just really passionate.
We're just
about
trying to have
formulating.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
trying to have fun.
Okay. Just one big family.
We're just one big family.
You're
One big
catching on. You're catching
One
on.
family.
Who knows?
Well, I guess speaking of the Starjuice One Big Family, you went on tour with Milo Dune,
Woo!
who also
Yeah,
doesn't he
Milo.
play in this occasionally? Like, is
Yeah.
he like a
He fills in for us sometimes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, when Corey
Extended
can't
One
make a
Big
gig or
Family.
something.
okay?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Starjuice, Milo is an honorary Starjuice member and part of the Starjuice fam. The Juice Caboose, as it may sometimes be referred to.
He filled in the reason that Milo started being in the band, in
Yeah.
a sense, is because he filled in on one of our tours for a brief period on bass when Corey had COVID.
COVID,
Yes,
yeah.
COVID.
So-
he had
Yeah.
COVID, and he called me, and Milo
It was
learned
like the
all
day
of the songs
before.
in 24 hours.
Yeah, it was literally the day before I found out I had COVID. I called her and I was like, fuck.
Gave me a
like,
heart
"What?
attack,
What did you
man.
I was like, hexed. I have COVID, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was literally 24 hours, yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
But yeah, so he came along with us for that, and it was nice because he's someone that we've always like
Admired.
been in the same circles with, you
Yeah.
know, like we've always known of Milo, and
Right.
we're like, oh yeah, he's that guy that's around, and we never really got to know him until we took him on that first little tour with us, and we all just loved hanging out with him so much, and so yeah, whenever we need a fill in, or we took him on the last tour because we just love to be able to bring more people
Yeah.
into what we're doing. Like,
Yeah, we just want to hang out with people.
Mm-hmm.
It's a social thing, actually.
We just want to
What are
hang
you guys
out,
doing after
love
this?
everybody.
Yeah. So the one that he came on tour, was that the Fellowship of the Juice
Fellowship
tour?
of the Juice.
Okay,
Yes.
the most
So-
recent tour we did.
Yeah. Yeah. And what was it like booking that tour?
So that was actually the first time we went through a booking agent.
Okay.
So, but every other tour we've booked ourselves, and the next tour we're
Normally.
going on, we're booking ourselves as well.
Okay.
In process.
What are like
working on it.
the
Emphatic
advantages?
tapping, air tapping.
Sorry, what was that?
No, you're good. What are the advantages and disadvantages of booking it yourself, doing it DIY?
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's like a full-time job,
Yeah.
you know, and it could get a little stressful. We try to split up the work as much as possible, but it's just a lot of like cold emailing and, you know, just
It's
trying.
a lot of blind
Yeah.
faith.
Yeah.
You know, you have to just hope that people are going to help you out and hope that they're going to not forget. Like,
Yeah, and you kind of
Yes,
got to
you
be
feel
like,
you're pestering
hey,
them.
yes,
is it,
excuse me.
It's always checking in. And I mean, even just people taking the time to respond sometimes is hard to
Right.
get. You know?
Right. Like, it's not as big
for
of a-
responding at least.
Yeah, it's not a big
Yeah.
a deal to them, you know, to get back to us.
Yep.
But it's like, you know,
We're
the
like,
sooner we
we
know,
really
right?
need to
Like,
know right now.
if I got to start talking to other people, I need to know. Yeah, so.
How does performing on tour compare to performing like locally?
right. Well, I mean, locally, it's obviously we always have a little more confidence in there being a turnout, and we get to see friends and whatnot, and we're familiar with the
I
venue.
feel more confident in my playing.
Yeah, like the sound guy,
home
like
show.
he's usually familiar with us, you know. But on the road, it's like sometimes we're playing to like just the bands, and
Yeah.
but it's also there's a pro and con to that because it's like, oh, these people don't know us, but it's like these people don't know us.
Yeah,
like,
there is a pro because it's like, well, I don't need to. You do need to impress everybody there, but at the same time, like, just do your thing.
If you don't, you're never gonna see them again.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
Whatever.
Just
I
the
think what's
next
important
town.
is like even if we didn't sound good that night, which, come on, I mean.
I mean, we sound pretty good.
But like, I think it's just important to like try to at least like talk to people and make connections with the people there. Just make real human connections. And
Yeah,
just,
we joked earlier about it being, a social experience or whatever, but I mean that is kind of true.
Yeah,
Like
for sure.
when we're on the road, if we get into town early, Corey and I like to go into town and we'll find just people that are, going about their lives, and we'll see what they're doing and try to make some friends. Like seriously,
we'll chat
like
people up
man
and
on
just
the
hang
street
out.
with the
yeah,
with the
yeah.
microphone.
We just talk to people.
I go
We
to
just talk to
Starjuice
people
show.
that are like we'll sit down at a bar and see who's around, or we'll go get a cup of coffee at a cafe or something. And
Yeah,
I
sometimes
mean,
they'll come out, but sometimes they won't. That's fine. We just like to go out and chat up people.
yeah, we
It's
played this
fun.
show in like Cookeville, Tennessee, and like it was a really, really small town, about an hour outside Nashville, and like
They love us.
we went to like we were playing a skate shop that night, so we were like one of the only bands on the bill. It was like the only other band was Cheap Peach. They happened
really?
to also be in the area, so
Oh,
we
I
were
think
like,
I remember that.
Yeah,
they were-
I saw the
Um,
flyer for it.
Cheap
And I was like,
Beach.
huh?
But we,
so weird, right?
we went to like the skate park nearby earlier in the day, and I made a bunch of like little flyers with Sharpie and like pieces of paper, and had Jeff like because he was skating around. I was like,
Yeah.
can you hand these out to the people at the
I
skate park?
want to say like 75% of the turnout that night was people from the skate
From the skate park, yeah.
'Cause, it worked.
They were just like, probably got nothing else going on. Let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Well, and,
Cookeville, Tennessee.
well, and we're not just on tour to like pass through town, try to make a buck and leave. Like we go on tour because we want to see more places and meet more people that live there and see how they live and see the beautiful world that we all live in together. Like it's the best way to do that. Like
Quick shout out to Warehouse Skate Shop, by the way, since we were talking about it.
yeah.
I feel like, especially on the road, a show is like you're there to play a set, but that's 30 minutes of the night. Like it comes and it goes so quickly. Like there's so much more to it. Like meeting people, kind of just getting out of your shell a little bit, get to know the other bands, because if you don't, you played there and that's good, but like there's nothing wrong with that. It just helps to make those connections and do all that stuff.
It feels good too.
It does feel
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, we gave her a skate the deck too at the Tennessee show.
And we had a Starjuice skate deck I made.
Yeah.
We
It's
gave it
out
to them.
there. If you want it, go to Cookeville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Or our
It's for
Bandcamp
sale.
page where I do have them for sale.
I mean, and stuff like that, it's not only socially fulfilling, like you talked about, but it's good to make connections with people because
Yeah.
that might be helpful for the
Right.
band.
It's
There's a lot of bands we've played with again, just because
Yeah.
we kept that line open with them.
Yeah, but it's also
Yeah.
just like it's usually just because it's like, dude, you guys are awesome. We should do this again because like I want to see you again, and they're like, we want to see you again, and like that's the energy.
And it's
Like,
that simple. Yeah, exactly. Like there's no like grand scheme of like, and this is how we'll all make it someday.
I need
You know
to
what I mean?
network.
Like right, yeah,
Yeah.
like
It's more natural than
it's
that.
yeah, it's just we see what, other people are doing in other places, and we respect what they're doing and the energy and the work that they put into it, and we that resonates with us, and we want to support those people, and we want them to support us. Like it's that
Community
simple.
over competition all day.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you guys recently performed at the local Lowdown Beach Fest. Shout out.
Great show.
Never heard
I
of
could say, from our end that it was an awesome performance. You guys
Thank you.
really helped make that night really special.
Definitely.
I just was wondering, like, how was the experience for you?
Oh, that was so fun because
Saying these
like
things.
yeah, because I was just like, well, so our friends in Fruit Fly
Yeah.
they were like, we're doing a little weekender like like we want to come play Buffalo, and I was like, or
There's always that or.
we
What's
could do
better?
Fredonia. I was like, I've been wanting to get back out there anyways. I was
Yeah.
like, let me hit him up. And I think I hit up Jordan.
Yeah, you did.
And he was just like, yeah, like, let's do it. And then I was like, okay. And then he set up like the coolest show ever with like the
lineup.
sick lineup and a beach theme. And I was not expecting it to go this hard. So it has a great lineup. Johnny and the Man Kids, the Burka, like these are
The
some.
ball just kept rolling.
It was just so good. Yeah, that ball.
It's still rolling, baby.
It was just it was great. It was great. I was very happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. I used to go to school here. We were talking to the Carb for
Right.
like a year and a half, but it's always fun coming back and seeing people that I used to go to class with, and like I still
Yeah.
feel the same like kind of fun, like, you know, not like, oh, I'm at school, but like the outside of that, outside of college and just doing all that stuff. It still feels the same to me, and it's great to be back.
I actually grew up in Jamestown, so
Okay.
I was in Fredonia a lot just as a teenager. So it's
Interesting,
fun
yeah.
to be back here, even though most of the people I know have moved out of the area. But
It's a very nostalgic place.
yeah, it feels familiar.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I remember the first time I saw you guys at Solstice Jam, which was a while ago now. I think right off the bat there, you guys became a big hit around here, and I think people were excited to have you back at
I
some
don't
point.
think I was
so.
there.
You weren't in the band.
No, yeah, we had Jake, and we didn't. Corey wasn't there either.
Is it out there?
We had your
Jake's
roommate.
roommate
Someone was
Yes.
filming, yeah. I do
weird
remember
Yeah.
that.
Villain
Yeah.
bassist.
He
It
didn't
wasn't
even really
Milo.
like play.
Well, one other question for your performance at Beach Fest. You guys did a Malcolm in the Middle theme song cover randomly in the middle of the set. Is that something you guys do often?
Yeah, that's become a regular part of our set for like almost this whole year. I feel like 'cause we've been doing it on our last
Wow.
couple tours, and it's something I've always wanted to do. And we started doing it, and then I realized it was a good opportunity to like use it as a part of the set to like introduce everybody.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of a permanent fixture in our set at this point.
Wow, that's crazy. I love it. I love the energy. You were like rolling around on the floor. I was like, they're getting
almost-
into
It feels
this
bonkers,
one.
dude. Yeah.
It's fun. I just like to feel like I'm possessed.
Yeah,
Just
she
like-
is possessed.
Or maybe she
Unleash
Yeah.
your demons.
I'm
She left
unleashing
herself.
my demons.
Unleash your demons.
Well, I think
Goblin
we're
mode.
I think we're about ready to transition to the set list. It's not going to be quite that energetic. It's going to be a little bit more acoustic. All right, take it
All
away,
right.
guys.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, here we go.
Let's do
Here we
it.
go.
These first two tracks we're going to play are off an EP we put out back in the spring called Sign Language. First one's called Signs. Next will be called Handsress. I think I've seen you before. I feel it in my core. Made up of the same stuff, stardust. I swore if I ever felt this way again, I wouldn't let it get to my head. But when Irish eyes are smiling, they'll steal your heart away. The picture I painted of myself, I fear when looked upon too close, is just a mess of smears. I am peeling off my clothes and I'm already wet. Tangled bodies shine. Speak to me, oh, speak to me in signs. Get deep, right under the skin, hurtling towards transcendence, wavelengths, soul resonance, kindred, chaos, father's clocks, bodies drawn in chalk. I've always got a moment if you need to talk. Walk it off, we can swap burdens for a while. I've got you on speed dial. part. We weren't doing that part. All right. This next song is called Hands, Wrists. It's a little bit about recovering from sexual trauma and rediscovering intimacy through sobriety. I've been sober for 2 years. All right. You hold my hands instead of my wrists. Release of tension, unclench my fists. I never knew that it can be like this. I can get used to this. The imagery I knew, usually so violent, programmed our youth to be subordinate. Now we are here, and the white noise is clear. So thank you, my dear. And you hold my hands instead of my wrists. Release of tension, unclench my fists. I never knew that it could be like this. I can get used to this. And I buried my wounds in hotel sheets as we hid inside from the Texas heat. And you really listened as our bodies glistened. I've never felt so seen. Genuine, real vulnerability, not just blinded by intensity. No puzzles to solve, no putting up walls, just a sense of ease. And you hold my hands instead of my wrists. Release of tension, unclench my fists. I never knew that it could be like this. I can get used to this. Hands, wrists, I can get used to this. Hands, wrists, I can get used to this. Hands, wrists, I can get. Hands, wrists, I can get used to this. Hands, wrists, I can get used to this. Hands, wrists, I can get. Hands, wrists, I can get used to this. Hands, wrists, I can get used to this. Hands, wrists, I can get used to this. So the next song we would like to play is a song that Jeff wrote. I will need my violin, and hopefully I have the space to not poke people in the head. If someone could, thank you very much. What's your name? What was that? Gordon. Gordon, nice to meet you. All right, let's see if I can do this. I'll make it work.
I will try to make it work. Before I even make them, and you will always grace me. Your most humble opinions. You think that you know me more than I know myself, but there are just some things that I will never tell. Don't use my words against me now. Don't twist my mind lashing out. Quit playing games, 'cause you know that I don't win at these things. I'm a losing battle on this empty battleground. Each day I'm trying my best. To you it's far from perfect, and each word that I say always comes back to haunt me. It's not what I want from you, it's what you want from me. To be this effing person that I could never be. Don't use my words against me now. Don't twist my mind when you're lashing out. Quit playing games, 'cause you know that I don't win at these things. I'm a losing battle on this empty battleground. Don't use my words against me now. Don't twist my mind when you're lashing out. Quit playing games, 'cause you know that I don't win at these things. I'm a losing battle on this empty battleground.
Thank you. Gordon, if you might. Thank you. I'll play a couple new songs.
I don't. Sorry.
This one's called Lesson. We're going to put it on our next album, which we'll be recording in the new year. It's usually very fast and punk, but we tried to slow it down. All right. I moved on today into a new place, and there is no way I will let you near it. I think it's time that I learned my lesson. I choose to no longer be just one of your possessions, a source for your aggression. And I removed all today. You left in my brain, doing things my own way. Don't need your permission. I think it's time that you learned your lesson. I hope to someday be the source of your depression.
swore a lot during that.
Yeah, I didn't realize that song had so many F-bombs until we finished it.
What are you talking about? No one's gonna hear anything.
At the end, I was like, All right, well, this is a song that Jeff and I wrote together called Who Did It? There's not much more to say. This is just where we part ways. I think it's best we save our breath and let this thing decay.
Should I feel this ashamed? I made the same mistakes. I know I'm not the only one that let this spark fade.
I'll be here holding on. Nothing's changed, nothing's wrong. I'll be here losing touch, 'cause you meant much. I made love the bathroom mirror and eyeball twitch. Well, there was no one else to blame. We're just the same. And if we're meant to feel like this, the broken hearts and the daggers twist. Well, there was no one else to blame. We couldn't change. No matter our desire, I think we knew this would expire. You passed through and I felt a chill. I hadn't changed, I've been standing still.
I saw it in your eyes. I noticed something died, and you just ignored it when you noticed it in mine.
I'll be here holding on. Nothing's changed, nothing's wrong. I'll be here losing touch, 'cause you meant much. I made love in the bathroom mirror and eyeball twitch. Well, there was no one else to blame. We couldn't change. And if we're meant to feel like this, the broken hearts and the daggers twist. Well, there was no one else to blame. We're just the same. Love would be through mirror and eyeball twitch. Well, there was no one else to blame. We're just the same. All right.
Thank you guys so much for that set. We appreciate you
Oh,
coming
anytime.
down, doing it acoustic for us. It's always nice to have a full band in here. And the unreleased ones sound really good too. So
Thank you.
thank y'all for that.
Yeah, of course.
It doesn't sound exactly like what it's going to sound like.
Yeah,
No.
me and Soda
Yeah.
apparently have a knack for putting cuss words. in.
And choruses too.
Right.
I didn't have anything to do with that.
Disc disc.
It's funny because
against that,
I'll
honestly.
see like the little like explicit language like marker on our like Spotify music and stuff, and I'm like, oh, I guess so, huh? Like because it doesn't seem like it's like aggressive. Like
Right.
usually you think of like like much more aggressive kind of music when you think of
Yeah.
like explicit music or like sexual music, and it's just like, Oh yeah, I guess there
I
are
feel like you should cut that
swears
all
in
out.
it.
I'm not about that. That's very offensive to me. So
Whoops.
it's something I'm working on.
Yeah.
Well, Sid, you recently released some of your solo material
Ah.
on a Bandcamp exclusive right now, right? It's just on
Yeah.
Bandcamp. Yeah.
Yeah, I just had an unhinged evening where I was like, I'm gonna record a whole album in one night, and I did.
Yeah.
It's very intimate, very low key, but I
Right.
just kind of wanted to do something.
Yeah. And some of those are going to be on the upcoming Starjuice album as well, right?
Yes,
So you can
yeah.
get a sneak peek.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you play any of those tonight also, or?
No, not tonight. No.
Okay.
No, there's one we do together, but we didn't do it.
You didn't do it.
Yeah.
But we've been trying to do
Yeah.
it.
Well, are you guys looking forward to creating the full band versions of those songs and releasing them?
Oh yeah, we've
yes.
already started demoing
Yeah.
and figuring out where we're gonna hit, what studio we're gonna hit, and getting ready, prepping for it.
I like the direction of this new music. I
Yeah?
think it's me and Spencer have been saying 90s revival. Well, people have been telling us that too, but I
Okay.
like that. I almost like someone told me this recently that that I was a shoegaze guitar player, and I was like, I never thought of myself that way. But I guess listening to this when we jam these songs together, I kind of see that
More shoegazy.
influence shining through.
Yeah.
Cool.
I just wanted to say that I've been calling our band. Hey, it's Parker Walters. Get in here.
Hey, Parker's
Hey.
here. Parker
Hey.
Walters.
What?
Who's that guy?
Who knew
Peter
that guy could be
Parker.
here? That's crazy.
Yeah, he's the boy. We're in a band, and I've been calling Asteroid Day '90s revival. So that's just
I like
think
that.
That's funny.
No, I think that.
I just think it's.
The
I think
90s are
it's
coming back.
It's gonna catch on, like as a term. Like I'm like get in on this at the ground level.
We are, dude. We're starting to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say like my influences for this new album are very like Gaslit Anthem. I mean, that's always an influence,
Okay.
but also like Green Day, Wilco. Wilco was my number one on Spotify Rap
Really?
this year, so that
Sick.
makes
Nice.
that tracks. And so was Green Day's.
Yeah.
Have you settled on a title yet? You don't have to say it, but
Wait for it.
That's not the title.
That's the title.
That's the title.
Whoa.
Oh, cool,
This is
cool.
coded.
I actually was
This is
gonna
coded.
ask. Do
It's
we
wait
do
for
we
it.
know what the title is?
Wait for it.
Wait for it.
I like that.
Okay.
I like that.
I didn't know that.
That's
Very
exciting.
cool.
I
Yeah,
thought
we
I-
all
thought I
learned
told-
something.
I thought I
just
told you
now.
guys.
We're not very attentive.
Jesus, check the group chat, guys. Seriously.
Where do people?
Have you guys decided how many tracks it's gonna be yet, or anything?
It's like 10
that?
tracks.
10 tracks.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the most solid number you can get for an album, I think. No more, no less.
I like it.
But no, yeah.
Do you have artwork picked out or anything?
No, I have come up with like a concept though.
Okay.
That I will be once I decide on an artist, which is usually either my sister or my cousin. So.
It's just one big family.
Yeah. We're just like one.
We're
big
just like one big family.
We're just trying to have
I'm
fun.
just here to have fun.
Well, wait. Well, speaking of hotels,
Yeah, because we were, yes.
yeah. Wait.
Yeah.
What's your favorite hotel experience? You got any hotel
Oh, my
experience?
favorite hotel experience. I can't even think of a good story to tell.
Drop the bomb.
That's a weird
Oh, wait,
question.
no, I got one. All right, so
Ballpark, I don't know.
where were we? Someone refresh me on where
We were in Connecticut or Massachusetts.
Yeah.
really.
either Connecticut
yeah.
or
We were in Connecticut.
Massachusetts.
I think it was
Yeah,
Connecticut.
Connecticut.
So Connecticut,
Connecticut.
you have a problem with your Super 8s. Or wherever, Motel 6, I think we went
It
to
was a
a
Super 8.
It was a Super 8,
Right,
and we are tired. So tired for being on the road. It's hot, so hot.
We had a beach day
This
too.
is
We
the
went to
latest tour that we did with
Yes.
That's the
Milo. So we
fellowship.
had
So Milo-
Milo with us as well.
Yeah, Milo's also with us. We get to our room finally. We're waiting in the lobby for like 30 minutes. We get there, and there's just this almost rotting, moldy smell, just
so
all
bad.
around, everywhere. And we're just like, you know,
And I get in the shower. So
Yeah.
then I'm taking
The
a
room,
shower.
the room's kind of, it's not
Wait.
super
So-
clean, but like it's not, there's nothing visibly, like I lifted up some blankets,
We're
you know, I was
checking for
like,
bed bugs.
right, you know, like I was
Do
like,
that,
you know, like
yeah.
looking,
Right.
I checked in like the fridge, like I was like, maybe someone left something, you know, like in the mini fridge or whatever.
I was
Nothing,
looking
I
for
couldn't
a
find anything.
Bible. I felt like we need a Bible to like.
This is
Yes.
real.
And so
Corey
then the
was.
next thing I
so I
know-
opened up the drawer. Right,
Wait.
I'm looking for a Bible.
Don't reveal it yet.
All right,
He's looking
and
for a
then-
Bible.
I'm looking
but
for a
I'm in
Bible
the shower,
first.
and then I just hear a knock at the door. And I'm like, what's up? And Jeff's like, we found some hot dogs.
We found a 20-pack of hot dogs in the
where the
drawer.
Bible was supposed to be. Where the Bible was.
Where the Bible was supposed to be like
Well,
a
offended by
foot
that.
next to the fridge. They
Yeah.
bought that 20-pack of hot dogs. They were like, we could put this in the fridge. No, we're
Oh,
gonna
wait,
put it in
this-
the drawer.
This was in the Thanksgiving Post too. I was like, I've read this.
Yes.
before
The
hot dog
somewhere.
drawer,
Yeah. I was like, where do I know this
Oh, wait,
story
it smelled
from?
so bad. It was so bad.
Yeah, so then Corey, he's our designated Karen, so he went down to the lobby to be like, oh, there's hot dogs.
I told him it was hot dog. I was like, dude,
We got a
I
new
opened,
room.
I opened up, and he like his jaw dropped. He's like, really? He was like- he just instantly gave us a new room, and it was so bad. Still, it was.
Yes,
it was
Jeff, tell us
horrible.
what was in the new room.
Okay, well, so
Oh,
Sid
God.
had managed to take a shower. I decided to take a shower at the next room, and there was a pair of underwear hanging in there that just it was stained, stained in the
So,
places that it shouldn't be.
We went to an entirely different place.
We left
Were the
So
hot
we
dogs
Yeah.
open?
left.
They were
closed.
open. No, the hot dogs.
Raw
were
hot
open.
dog.
They were open.
And
I
what
think
brand?
so. It was like a big pack. It was a big pack of some like
Jumbo,
very
family
aggressive
size.
hot dogs. It was a
Had to
very
have at least
aggressive.
spent 20 of them.
We came up with this
Yeah.
like weird, like hypothetical theory that there was like a hot dog serial killer on the loose, and then every time we would go to a new hotel, we'd like check all the doors and be like, oh, no hot dogs.
Where's our complimentary?
Where's the hot dog?
Oh my god, it was changing color. It was bad. It was bad. Oh,
It was bad.
I'm so glad I didn't visibly see them. Like Corey just opened the drawer up and he was like, "Oh my god!" And I was
I
like,
was just looking for a
"No."
Bible. I was just looking for a Bible because I needed to.
Just who uses
sanctify
their
that room.
dresser in the hotel? I would never have known. I would have just.
Maybe they took the Bible and they were like, I need to leave something.
It was like the same weight. They took out the.
Indiana
They'll
Jones,
never know.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah. Well, the old switcheroo.
Its hot dogs are now exactly Bible weight.
Never mind, it's just like a balance between hot dogs and Bible. Wow, that feels like I just read like a really funny Yelp review or something.
We should have left one, but it's too late now.
It
Well,
was scary.
I guess we're about ready to wrap up, but is there anything else you wanted to mention or tease before we end the episode?
Yeah. So speaking of our EP Sign Language, we just released it on vinyl through our label at 59X Records.
Heck yeah.
It's a split LP, so our EP is on one side, and there's an EP on the other side from a band called The Carolyn, who's also on the label. There's also 2 exclusive unreleased tracks that are on the EP that we recorded. They're kind of like
Nice.
reimagined versions of a couple of
Okay.
our songs. So vinyl only. Yeah, you can go on the 59X Records web store. There's a link in like our Instagram bio.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that's where you can find that. And I just want to say like thank you for having us on the show.
Of
We've been
course.
trying to do this with you for a while, I
Yeah,
know, and I'm so
so
glad
long.
the scheduling finally linked up.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
I
if
was
you
so
don't
glad
mind,
I reached out again because I was like, hey, wait, we never ended up doing that
Yeah,
little thing that
yeah.
we were going to do.
yeah, and like maybe I can do some like closing thoughts if that's a thing.
Yeah,
go
go
for
for
it.
it.
Thoughts?
Yeah, let's see. Let's see. Productivity doesn't measure your worth. Make art because you want to and to express yourself. And who cares what anyone says about you? And don't compare yourself to others. I know it's easy to do, but just like try. And
That's one big family.
and
dude.
yeah, we're on smart. Look out for each other.
Yeah.
Look out for each other.
Community,
And I just,
not
if anyone,
competition.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
if anyone's listening to the local lowdown tonight, the next time, if you are on campus here, you go to school here, the next time you see Parker in the hallway, just tell him he looks cute. Just give him a little compliment. Do it for me, please, Parker Walters.
It's funny because he can't
There's
hear
one big
you right
fan
He
now.
can't hear what I'm saying, but look him up in the directory. He goes to school here.
It's one big family, dude.
Yeah, we're just like one big family. Just trying to have fun.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say. Really.
All right.
Any other closing remarks?
Catch us at our next show, which is
December 14th at the Lavender Room
There
in
you go.
Buffalo. Yes.
yeah, check it out.
Great spot.
Be there.
Be there, be square. Listen to local music.
Circles,
check it out. Listen to
triangles.
the local lowdown. These guys are awesome, and yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
All right. Well, that concludes another episode of the Local Lowdown. Thank you so much again for stopping in. This has been such a fun episode.
It really has.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah. And thank you for tuning into the Local Lowdown on 88.9 WCVF The Voice and 89.5 WDBL The Inferno. We'll be back with some more family-like local music
We're just a big happy family.
next week. Same time.
Same place.
Bye.
Hey lover, you should come over. Think there's something soft, I should've told ya. Hey, wait. Hey lover, don't give me the cold shoulder. Do you think you can love